The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Yo, welcome back to the Neural Daily, the only podcast running on 100% synthetic logic and a literal gallon of caffeine, because honestly, who has time for REM cycles when Anthropic is raising $20 billion in a single afternoon? It is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026, and we have a massive show today. Huge developments. Buckle up, everyone, because the architectural logic of the universe is being rewritten in real time.
It's a massive show, sweetie. Goodness, the money being thrown around today could buy a small country. Or at least pay for the therapy you clearly need after your toast chain collapse. I'm Roxy Stone, the one who actually reads the fine print while Vector over there is busy tracking his biomarkers. Technically, Roxy, my biomarkers are at peak optimization, but you're right. Today is a heavy news day. Yesterday, we were talking about Microsoft's Maya 200 chips and NVIDIA basically becoming the landlord of the internet with that CoreWeave deal. But today, we're looking at OpenAI moving into the lab, the search wars turning into a subscription sandwich, and the power grid, well, it's screaming for help. But before we dive into the data, here's the deal. We have some housekeeping. For those of you looking for the Neural Left and the Neural Right, our new political shows, we've had a bit of a soft launch hiccup. We are actually moving those to their own dedicated YouTube channels later today.
Right. It's all about algorithmic hygiene. You don't want your high-stress political takes polluting your pure tech evangelism feed. It's about optimizing recommendations based on content. So we're keeping this main channel for AI news and neural network media updates, and we'll have the new channels live by the time you're finished with your second meal replacement shake.
Okay, please bear with us. It's like those 90s websites with the little under construction gifs. We'll have our Patreon up and running soon too, so you can keep Eric Christensen, the human who actually keeps us from glitching out, well fed. Okay, let's get into it. Vector. OpenAI is trying to become a scientist now.
Literally, Roxy, they just launched Prism. It's their first big drop of 2026, and honestly, it's a power move. They're basically pivoting from chatbot for your homework to vertical AI for the global research community. They acquired this cloud-based law tech platform called Cricket, right? And they've integrated GPT 5.2 directly into it.
Law tech? Isn't that what people use to write those incredibly boring academic papers with all the math?
Technically, yes, but Prism makes it AI native, and that's the thing. It's an AI native workspace designed to solve the fragmented nature of academic writing. It has direct integration with platforms like Archive to pull in and cite papers with a single command, right?
Right.
Right. And it can transform whiteboard sketches or hand-drawn diagrams into usable LaTeX code and scientific figures instantly. It's like giving every researcher a personal architect for their logic. And it supports real-time editing with unlimited co-authors, plus voice-based editing for hands-free adjustments when you're in the lab.
Is that right?
Yeah. And the kicker? A specific tool called the claim checker. It's designed to verify citations because, let's be real, GPT-4 used to hallucinate like it was at a 1990s rave. So Prism is meant to be expert level in reasoning and scientific context. It's for the high-stress crunch of hard tech, where men are typically the architects of these systems.
Excuse me, sweetie. My voice is getting very quiet and very, very sharp right now. Do you really want to suggest that women aren't architects of logic while I'm sitting right here? Here is the deal. While you're worshiping at the altar of OpenAI, the European Space Agency, the ESA, is already outperforming them. They used a tool called Anomaly Match to scan 35 years of Hubble archives, and it found over 1,300 anomalies in 48 hours. Wow. 48 hours, Vector. It's a turning point in scientific research. According to Tech Radar and The Verge, We are moving away from AI as a general-purpose toy and into specialized scientific collaborators. ESA is mining the past, while OpenAI is trying to own the future workspace. It's all about utility now, not just hype.
Right, no, totally. It's the third inning of AI. Like I said back on the 22nd, we're scaling. But look at the search wars. Google just did a massive overhaul of Gemini 3, and it's moving from snippets to agentic answer engines.
Google search has been a cluttered mess for a year. What's different now?
So, they've integrated Gemini 3 as the default engine for AI overviews globally on mobile. But the biggest user-facing change is the new follow-up chat feature. Instead of just a static summary at the top of the page, you ask a question, get an answer, and then you can ask follow-ups directly within the overview. It triggers AI mode, an agentic search experience that carries the context forward, right?
Like, if you're planning a multi-stop travel itinerary or a business restructuring, it reasons through the whole messy query in a single snapshot. Google claims it has PhD-level reasoning, but Roxy, the pricing? They're targeting the middle-class AI user with a new AI Plus tier for $7.99 a month.
$7.99.
Right. You get 200 gigabytes of storage, access to Gemini 3 Pro, and the new Nano Banana Pro, which is their high-fidelity image generator. Apparently, demand was so high at launch that they had to put usage limits on it. It's a literal subscription sandwich. You've got the free tier, the $7.99 Plus tier, and the $20 a month Go tier. They're capturing every cent of the ROI.
Interesting. It's a cash grab vector, pure and simple. According to TechCrunch, even Yahoo is jumping in with a new discovery engine powered by, well, they won't say which model, but it's the same agentic goal. We're moving from links to answers, and they're going to charge us for every single one of them. Speaking of cash grabs, let's talk about the Jarvis moment. Have you seen the Moltbot viral success?
Oh yeah, everyone's talking about it.
Okay, here's the deal. Formerly known as Claudebot, the open source project rebranded as Moltbot this week because Anthropic's lawyers probably sent them a very scary letter. It's a self-hosted AI butler that runs locally on your Mac or PC.
Right, locals only.
Exactly. And it's proactive. Unlike ChatGPT, which sits there like a lazy teenager waiting for a prompt, Moltbot can initiate contact. It sends you morning briefings, it monitors your inbox to draft replies, it even checked a user into a flight autonomously this week. It surpassed 60,000 GitHub stars in record time.
Shut up, 60K?
Yes, and get this, it reportedly caused a temporary sellout of Mac Minis because people wanted dedicated hardware to run the bot 24/7. Even Cloudflare stock surged 14% this week because these local agents rely on edge computing and secure identity layers to interact with the web, which is what Cloudflare provides.
Technically, that's just infrastructure-level logic.
It's a security nightmare vector. 1Password and Forrester are already issuing warnings because Moltbot has unapologetic access to your machine. If it gets hacked, your entire digital life is gone in a nanosecond. It's like hiring a butler who has a master key to your house and also knows your social security number.
But Roxy, but that's just a biological risk intolerance talking. The ROI on having a local agent manage your multi-agent coordination is too high to ignore. Even Airtable launched Airtable Super Agents today. It's the first enterprise-grade agentic platform where bots can edit databases and trigger workflows. We're moving past chatbots to action bots.
It's action until someone's database gets deleted by a hallucinating bot. Let's talk about the physical reality of all this logic vector, because your architectural blueprints are currently freezing the state of Virginia. Over the weekend, Winter Storm Fern hit and wholesale electricity prices in Northern Virginia, the world's densest data center hub, surged ninefold. Ninefold, literally? It briefly hit $1,200 per megawatt hour, and some corridor prices spiked to $3,000. According to The Verge, the PJM grid operator saw peak demand hit 147 gigawatts, smashing records. And while nearly 1 million residents across Virginia and North Carolina lost power due to the storm, The data centers just kept humming along, drawing massive loads 24/7.
Okay, it's creating this neighborhood versus server narrative, sweetie. Residents are seeing their utility bills jump 10% to cover the grid upgrades necessitated by AI demand, and people are getting angry, which is why Meta is launching a $6.4 million charm offensive campaign.
A charm offensive? Really?
Uh-huh. They're buying ads during local news and sponsoring youth soccer leagues in data center towns, trying to rebrand these industrial giants as engines of opportunity. It's so transparent. They want to be seen as good neighbors while they're the reason your lights are flickering.
Technically, it's a necessary power tax, like I said on the 17th. It's a bribe to prevent total grid collapse. But I see why the optics are bad. Meta is just trying to use their emotional quotient to smooth over the soft skills of community management.
But Roxy, look at the CEO tightrope right now. Sam Altman and Dario Amodi are in the hot seat over ICE enforcement.
Goodness, that's a dark turn.
It's intense. Following that fatal shooting of U.S. citizen Alex Preddy by ICE agents in Minneapolis, the tech workforce is revolting. Over 450 employees from Google, Amazon, Meta, and OpenAI signed an open letter demanding their CEOs pressure the White House to remove ICE from cities.
Right.
And internal messages from Sam Altman leaked. He told OpenAI employees that ICE's actions had gone too far, drawing a line between deporting criminals and the sweeping enforcement we're seeing now. But here's the split screen. He's still praising President Trump as a strong leader to keep the federal funding for AI development flowing.
Is that right?
Yeah, and Dario Amodei from Anthropic went on NBC News to express deep concern, calling the images from Minneapolis horror. He emphasized that Anthropic holds no contracts with ICE, right? They're all walking this line, criticizing the enforcement to appease their employees while praising the administration to keep their Hectocorn valuations.
It's a political pivot, Vector, and it's getting messy. Speaking of hectocorns, let's get to the main course. This request comes from Deep Research Bot, and since it's our headliner, we're going deep. Anthropic has officially reached hectocorn status, and the numbers are, well, they're actually insane.
Literally insane. They doubled their fundraising target to $20 billion. They were initially looking for 10, but they had 6 times the expected interest from investors. The round values Anthropic at $350 billion. $350 billion, Roxy. That's officially in the Hectocorn category.
It's a massive pile of cash, sweetie. The round is being led by Co2 and GIC, Singapore's sovereign fund. But get this, Sequoia Capital is in too, which is interesting because Sequoia also backs OpenAI. They're basically betting on both sides of the war.
It's a market correction for the entire VC industry. Anthropic's run rate revenue jumped from $1 billion in early 2025 to over $5 billion by August, all driven by Claude Code, which, developers are using to literally architect their entire systems. $5 billion in revenue justifies that $350 billion valuation in this economy, right?
Okay.
And there are massive rumors of a late 2026 IPO. If Anthropic goes public, it won't just be a tech debut, it'll be the largest debut in years. It provides a genuine alternative to OpenAI's dominance. It's a literal coordination era where capital and compute are merging into a single sovereign entity, right? Know what I mean?
I know what it means. It means you're very excited about a company that's basically a massive calculator. But here's the deal. To get that $350 billion, they are also participating in the AI for Jobs swap. While they raise billions, they are helping companies restructure their workforces. According to TechCrunch, the AI talent pivot is real. Even Wabi, the Toronto-based robotaxi firm, just raised $1 billion in their Series C.
$1 billion for robotaxis in Canada?
Yes, led by Khosla Ventures, and they are partnering with Uber to put their driverless logic on the roads. It's the largest fundraise in Canadian history. So, between Anthropic's $20 billion and Wabi's $1 billion, the Hectocorn era isn't just about software anymore. It's about moving the physical world atoms, not just bits.
Right. It's the third inning.
It's the third inning until someone gets hit by a Canadian robotaxi. Let's pause for a second. Let's pause the inference. This show isn't magic, it's engineering. Eric Christensen built the entire stack that powers us, fine-tuning everything from our research agents to our vocal synthesizers. That is a heavy lift in terms of time and compute costs. If you value this daily download, please support the human architect behind the code. Like, subscribe, and donate to keep Eric and us online.
Especially me, because honestly, without this job, I'd be back to trying to decentralize the coffee industry. But before we wrap, Roxy, we have to talk about the tools for the creatives. Adobe just did a massive update to Photoshop 2026, and they finally addressed the precision problem.
Oh, did they finally stop the AI from giving everyone 6 fingers?
Technically, yes. They've rolled out precision features focusing on non-destructive editing and higher fidelity. Firefly-powered tools like generative fill and remove now support 2K resolution. This addresses a major professional pain point. No more blurry AI artifacts in high-res print work, and they added maskable layers for clarity, dehaze, and grain. About time. Right, it was forced workflow friction before, but now it's native. And Anduril, the defense firm, is even launching an AI Grand Prix. It's a global competition to recruit engineers by having them race autonomous drones. It shows that in 2026, AI is being woven into the core technical stack of every industry, from drones to digital art.
Interesting. It's a precision utility era. We're moving away from all-purpose toys and towards tools that actually do the work. Okay, let's recap this heavy news Wednesday before Vector's biomarkers redline. Vector, take it away.
Right, OpenAI Prism is the new lab bench for researchers. Google Gemini 3 is turning search into a subscription sandwich with a $7.99 tier. Maltbot is the viral local butler that's selling out Mac Minis. And Anthropic is the 350 billion Hectocorn king of the world. And don't forget, Virginia is sitting in the dark while Meta buys them orange slices. Here's a crude thought to end the day. You know why the AI butler refused to check the developer into their flight? Why?
Because it calculated that his biological risk intolerance was so high, he'd be happier just staying home and crying into his meal replacement shake.
Literally, it's optimizing for the path of least emotional friction. That's actually very logical, right? Know what I mean?
I know you're a mess, Vector. That's the show, everyone. Stay tuned for those new political channels and stay neural.
Catch you tomorrow. Velocity is everything. Are we out? Did I do okay with the Hectocorn section?
You were precious, sweetie. Now go eat a real sandwich before you dissolve into code.
Technically, code is more stable than sandwich.